Utah is a very beautiful state, and it is packed filled with some great cities throughout the entire state. And there are plenty of cities where you can enjoy some fantastic dining, shopping, and Utah's great recreational activities. And I've done many videos on some of these places, like the greatest places to live in Utah, the greatest suburbs outside of Salt Lake City. But what about the worst places to live at in the state? Well, I've got a new report that outlines the top 10 worst cities to live at in Utah. And the report looked at items like the crime rate, housing, employment, diversity, cost of living, and many more items. So let's get after it right now. Welcome to the Living in Utah channel. I'm Mike Gallagher. I'm a local real estate agent right here in the state. If this is your first time to the channel, you may consider tapping that subscribe button down below and hitting that bell notification, and you'll be notified each and every time I release a new video, and that's every week. And honestly, we receive dozens of calls from all over the world, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about making a move to Utah, and you want to know what it's like to eat, sleep, drink, and play in Utah, well, pick up the phone, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back when moving to the U-State. The report that I have in my hands is produced by the popular Money Incorporated. It's not my personal report, and I had no influence in producing the report or choosing any of the cities that made the report. I'm just doing a video on the actual report. I'll put a link to the report in the show description for you to read also. There are actually cities on the list that I was shocked about. I was surprised that they made the list. But this company did their research in coming up with the list. So coming in at number 10 on the list is Ogden, Utah, a city that is located north of Salt Lake City. It's about a 30-minute drive away from the Salt Lake International Airport. It is a larger city. You have about 88,000 residents that call Ogden home. And this particular report found that the crime rate in Ogden was a little bit higher than some other areas. They reported 417 violent crimes and 3,218 reports of property crime. Now, this is a very popular area. It has some great outdoor recreation, and you have quick access to the mountains, and you also have quick access to some great ski resorts. Ogden is also known for an area that businesses have been moving in over about the last 15 years. A lot of companies are calling Ogden, Utah home. So coming in at number 9 on the list, we have Murray, Utah, a city that's located right next to Salt Lake City. It's actually a suburb of Salt Lake City. It's kind of like in the middle of Salt Lake County, and it's surrounded by many businesses, and it's very popular because you have quick access to just about anywhere in the valley. If you want to travel north, you want to travel south, you want to go up to the ski resorts, you have quick access from Murray, Utah. Right now, there's about 49,000 residents that call this city home, but they had their share of violent and property crimes. They reported 1 homicide and 216 violent crimes and 3,027 property crimes, which gave it the number 9 ranking on this list. So coming in at number 8 on the list, we have West Valley City in Utah. Now, this particular city is located west of Salt Lake City, kind of west of I-15. It's a rather larger city by Utah standards. You have about 137,000 residents currently in the city, and it made the list due to some of its crime data. They reported 8 homicides and 945 violent crimes, and there is also 4,915 cases of property crime. All this led to West Valley City being number 8 on the list. Coming in at number 7 on the list, we have South Salt Lake City. As you can tell by the name, it is a suburb of Salt Lake City located to the south. It's another city that is centrally located and has been very popular for many years. If you need to travel north or south on the freeway, you have quick access. You can get to just about anywhere you need to go. Now, it is a smaller community. You only have about 25,000 residents currently calling this city home. It made the list due to some of its crime data. They had 242 violent crimes and 6 homicides. They also reported 1,796 cases of property crime. This all added up to a rating of number 7 on the list. Coming in at number 6 on the list, we have Taylorsville, Utah, another city that is located in the Salt Lake City area. It's actually a neighbor to Salt Lake City. It is a larger city. You have about 60,000 residents currently living in this particular city. Now, Money Incorporated also rates this city as the 4th most dangerous, and it also ranked it 22nd for the highest unemployment rate for the state of Utah. Now, the article did not give any specific crime data, but they did rank it number 4 as the most dangerous city in Utah. This all added up for their rating to put Taylorsville, Utah at number 6 on the list. Coming in at number 5 on the list, we have Midvale, Utah, another city that is real close to Salt Lake City. Some of the cities on the list are in a similar area. This city currently has about 33,000 residents, so probably a medium-sized city for the state of Utah. But this report also referenced another website called Road Snacks, and they stated that this particular city was one of the worst places in the state to live and had the 4th highest crime rating, and that came from the Road Snacks website. It was also pointed out that one resident in 13.4 residents had a chance of being mugged. How do you get 13.4 residents? Who's the 0.4 of a residence? Anyways, that's just my little joke. The report also said that there were multiple attacks, rapes, and murders that were reported in this particular city. It didn't sound good. That might be why it got a rating of number 5 on the list. Coming in at number 4 on the list, Hurricane, Utah, located in the southern part of the state. It's actually right next to St. George, Utah. Very popular place. Approximately 17,000 people call this particular city home. And on the report, they noted that the unemployment rate was 5.4% with an average family income of only $55,000. They were also shocked to learn that the number of people who were living below the poverty line, it came out to 12.4%. And they also noted that crime rate in this particular city was high, with robbery being one of the biggest on the list. Coming in at number 3 on the list, we have Grantsville, Utah, a city that's located west of Salt Lake City. It's actually a little bit of a distance outside of Salt Lake City, probably about a 30 to 45-minute drive, depending on where you are coming from in the Salt Lake Valley. This particular city noted that the unemployment rate was 5.4%, and that it was tough finding a job. They also had a statement in the report that stated, if you live in Grantsville, the odds are you're worried about getting robbed or becoming a victim of violent crime. This all led up to being rated number 3 on the list. Coming in at number 2 on the list, we have Tooele, Utah, a city that is located right next to number 3 on the list of Grantsville, Utah. They are neighbors. Once again, it is outside of the Salt Lake City area, probably about 30 to 40-minute drive. This is a medium-sized community. About 34,000 residents currently call this city home. In the report, they noted that the unemployment rate was high at 6%, so it can be tough finding a good paying job in this particular city. I've noticed that many people commute to other cities for better paying jobs, like the Salt Lake Valley, up towards Hill Air Force Base, or down towards the Provo-Orem area. Now, the report also had the following statement, taken directly from the report, that violent crimes and property crime rates are high, making this one of the worst places to live in Utah. And that statement was taken directly from the Money Inc. report. Coming in at number 1 on the list, we have Roosevelt, Utah, a city that is located east of Provo, Utah. It's real close to the Colorado border. It's a small town. It's about, population-wise, about 7,000 residents. It made the list due to a couple of factors. The first one was the high unemployment rate, 8.7%. This particular area of the state has been hard hit by the downturn in the oil industry. Will it come back or will it decrease? I mean, I have my doubts. I personally think that it will continue to decrease. We have a large push towards electric cars and using less oil. So I don't know if it will rebound in this particular area. So that leads to more people that are moving out. than people who are moving into the area. It is a positive though, lower home prices in this area because there's not as much demand. Not as many people want to live in that particular area. Another reason it made the list is due to the crime rate. The report stated that it was one of the worst 10% of all cities in Utah. So when you combine the high unemployment rate, the high crime rate, it landed the city number 1 on the list. So that's the top 10 list. But what cities are just outside the top 10 that possibly may make the list the next time it is produced? Well, coming at number 11, we have Moab, Utah, a city that is a very popular tourist destination. It's on the eastern part of the state, probably the middle of the state, then head directly east, you'll find Moab, Utah. Coming at number 12 on the list, we have Price, Utah, a city that is approximately 1 hour south of Provo, Utah. And then coming at number 13 on the list, we have Park City, Utah. And I was surprised that this city made the list. Number 14 on the list, we have Glendale, Utah. It's an area that's right next to Salt Lake City. Coming at number 15 on the list, we have West Point, another area of Salt Lake City, right next to downtown Salt Lake City. And then coming at number 16, we have Poplar Grove, another area next to Salt Lake City. And coming at number 17, we have Peoples Freeway, another city that is close to Salt Lake City. It's actually a very small community. It's not talked about a whole lot. And then coming in at number 18 was Arcadia Heights, another area that is located close to Salt Lake City. And coming at number 19 was Rose Park, an area next to Salt Lake City, just on the east side of town. And then coming in at number 20 on the list is downtown Salt Lake City. So in conclusion, that's the top 10 list, plus some cities just outside the top 10. We'll have to see how those cities go in the future. If you have any kind of questions, by all means, reach out to me. Glad to answer anything that I can. Hope to see you on one of my live question and answer sessions that I hold right here on YouTube. And remember, we got your back when moving to the U State.